The Ashigaru, Japanese for peasant infantry or soldiers, supplementing the samurai in their armies. But you know what this name reminds me of? Robert Downey Jr. playing as an Australian who's playing as a black man who is disguised as a rice paddy farmer with a 𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗶. I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker. Super racist. It's not even the same world. Okay, fine, whatever. Tier 10, Japanese wheeled tank destroyer with a gun cooling 105. So practically a gun cooling concept number 5, but it's a tank destroyer instead of a medium. So you can repair the wheels while driving, but it's slow. Looks like a larger turret than the concept number 5, but still pretty chunky. The gun shield looks like the Type 57-ish, except even better of the gun cooling on the jacket, I guess, or thicker on the gun jacket. But yeah, it depends on the wheel turning angle. The EBR is like 33 degrees or something, and the concept number 5 is like 6 or 5 degrees or something. So turning the vehicle is like a brick practically, but it has high DPM, higher than the concept number 5, but less alpha. So rapid firing gun, practically the same as the Leopard 120 in a sense, right? Gun cooling to better accuracy, right? It's gun cooling, except the natural way, I guess. I don't know. So 50 cal on top of the turret. Post World War II, obviously. Supplemented by United States, of course. Not a bad looking vehicle, but this could easily be a medium tank, right? With the STB instead of the 𝗔𝘀𝗵𝗶𝗿. The 𝗔𝘀𝗵𝗶𝗿 doesn't play like this vehicle. It plays more like a WZ-113 GFT thing, so, or like a ISU. There's exhaust out of the vents. All right. But yeah, we got a lot of tier 10s, right? So once tier 11 broke through and the goalposts moved, you see a lot of tier 10s now, like the 𝗔𝘀𝗵𝗶𝗿, the killer whale for the Germans, the bumblebee or hoverfly for the Polish, the WZ-40 or 64. I forgot the actual name, but it means hoverfly. They buffed it. So there are a bunch of tier 10s now on the horizon, so save up your free XP for assembly shop practically. But yeah, I mean, wheel tank destroyers, please let it be like a Hellcat. I'll love it. But main stats, classic alpha for the 105s, 390. It's APCR round, so better than high explosive anti-tank against space armor. But yeah, pen is not, well, 277 is more like a medium tank pen, slightly better, right? It's not like 300mm pen, but it is AP round. And shell velocity is not bad too for AP, 1250. That's like Mach 4 plus, right? About Mach 4, almost Mach 4. So pretty fast. Aim time is quick, 0.32 accuracy baseline, but cooled gun has 0.21. It takes 5 more seconds to cool the gun after you finish reloading. Is that worth it, right? You might as well fire 2 rounds with crappier accuracy for just 2 seconds more, but that depends, right? Sometimes you just don't have a target, you have the better accuracy right off the bat. So, I mean, if it's like 4 seconds or 3 seconds to cool, then it might be kind of too good compared to like the actual heavy tanks. But 10 degrees gun depression, 16 elevation, not bad. Could use a little bit more elevation, but that's fine. 60 rounds, 4-man crew, missing a few for the actual tank destroyer line, like the second loader and the radio operator. It's a 6-man crew, but top speed could be better. 39, that is slow. That is real slow. Even though horsepower per ton ratio is not bad, top speed on this vehicle is slow. It should be like 55 or 60 or possibly 70, right? So top speed is scary, like really bad in a sense. Hull traverse doesn't matter. It depends on the wheel turning angle. So putting Traverse or clutch braking on your driver is useless. So better put the engineering to go better in a straight line for better top speed. So turn traverse speed could be better too. It's only 30. So not exactly like a medium tank. 1800 health, about the same as a Leopard 1 or constant number 5. 150mm turret front. It is at an angle and there's a mantlet, so might be troll. Might, but don't rely on it. And 60 for the hull. Hull armor sucks. Possibly could be a space armor package on the bottom end, but I doubt it. 17.33% camo, not bad. But it's more like a better medium tank than an actual tank destroyer. You're not competing with stuff like the S tank for actual camo, but this camo is better than the Hori. So let's see the actual. I hate the UI. I'm gonna mention it every goddamn time. Better than the actual base camo of the constant number 5, right? By 5%. But less alpha, better DPM. About like 700 more DPM. And this is also with the rammer too. This is my vehicle stats, not the actual base stats, but oh, I missed this garage. Base DPM is 3,400. Obviously will be like 40% less with the fully cooled gun because of the reload of the cool gun, but yeah, it depends. I mean, 0.31 accuracy is not bad, right? I mean, it's not as good as the 0.26 or 27. 26 on the constant number 5, but it still works, right? Sometimes it becomes superfluous below a certain point, but doesn't have the alpha punch as hard as the constant number 5. Recently got buffed, but fast aim time, very fast aim time. Better gun depression than constant number 5. Size is also about the same. Might be a little bit wider of a body, but about the same body. Yeah, very close in body. 1800 health. This thing has 1900. Funny enough. About the same armor for the turret too, so you have no armor. Unless it's high explosive rounds, but you have no armor. The downside to it is this thing has better top speed, with the turbocharger going to 70. Whereas this top speed is real scary at 39. Horsepower per turn ratio is there, right? The same as the constant number 5, but the top speed just scares me. Yeah, the top speed. The horsepower per ton is right there, about the same. But the top speed is just crap. Slightly better wheel turning angle at 7 than 6. EBR is like 33, so it's not exactly like a light tank, but slightly turn better than a brick. Slightly. Yeah, 7. If only this vehicle has like 55, 60-ish kilometers per hour top speed. Weighs about the same as the constant number 5, but better camo for some reason. And view range, I have optics, so that doesn't count. Base view range is how much? Let's see. 400, so yeah, 20 less meters of view range. And this is a 110, so you can overmatch like 30 millimeters of armor or something against S1 STRV. But everything seems fine, right? Other than kind of poor performing view range and definitely the top speed. This is the kicker. You have more DPM, right? So this really wants you to camp in the back. You're not as mobile as a constant number 5. And the turret doesn't turn as fast. Yeah, the turret is only like 31 degrees, whereas on the concept it's like 50 on the turret traverse. So you cannot really just medium tank all the way around. You're more slow and less maneuverable. So therefore, play like a tank destroyer. I really wish this thing has better top speed than the constant number 5. Or at least better alpha, right? Like 500 alpha or something, but I don't know. It is APCR around, and Japanese don't have a sniping tank destroyer, technically. Well, technically, they don't I don't know how they could use it as a medium tank, just change the stats around. You could be like a Japanese constant number 5 in a sense, but yeah. Downside to this vehicle is obviously the view range and the top speed. But other than that, have your teammates scout for you. Don't worry about the gun cooling and just have that DPM. That's fine, right? That's also about the same reload as a S1, if I remember correctly. Like 3,400 DPM. Swedish tier 10. Stats page, not on the main what? Not on the main freaking UI. About the same, with baseline stats for gun DPM, but not as good penetration, definitely, and not as good pin. Okay. At least this thing has 50 kilometers per hour top speed. And some people put turbocharger on the actual S tanks. You cannot compete the camo. You're not competing camo with this thing. Definitely not. So you want, for tank destroyer wise, AP round is pretty decent. And shell velocity is not bad. You can also switch to APCR, definitely. Also a kind of a HESH round too. That's good. And 60 rounds means you can carry like 5 or 10 rounds of HESH to supplement your actual alpha damage output. So I think the constant number 5's high explosive is not as good too. It's like 60 or 70-ish millimeter pin, funny enough. That's a downside to the actual constant number 5. Yeah, 55 millimeter pen. It has more alpha, but definitely not as good as the actual HESH round. So it's more like a classic high explosive. Oh, this thing has only 40 rounds too. Yeah, you can definitely carry more HESH rounds. I feel it's fine. Is it as broken or as annoying as a DBV? I don't know. If the top speed is like 60 or 55, right? This is pretty good. I don't see any big downside other than view range otherwise, but the gun's fine. The gun's classic gun. You're basically playing as a S tank merged with a constant number 5 that doesn't have the alpha. The downside to it is doesn't have the turret traverse speed or the actual top speed. But let's talk equipments. It's practically the same as the constant number 5 in equipment loadout, I would say. But you could go a little bit more sneaky instead. So instead of the turbocharger, rammer, and optics, I would say binoculars instead of optics. But you still need the turbocharger. Turbocharger really helps this vehicle in terms of top speed. You really need more top speed, but you play it more like a Scorpion in a sense. So for my Scorpion tank destroyer, so it's something like this, right? With binoculars instead of optics. So you're actually camping in the back still, but you have the turbocharger to move about a little bit more freely. And the rammer, of course. If you can fit a rammer, you fit a rammer. But it is sniper though. So this one's up to you. Binoculars or optics, but you don't need better accuracy, better aim time, you don't need that. Could use improved rotation mechanism, but that's kind of overkill for the turret traverse. I don't think you need it. You could put low exhaust for better camo, but if you're just sniping at the red line or basically at the edge of the draw distance, you don't really need camo, right? You're probably going to get spotted anyways, and after firing camo is not the craziest. I mean, it's not, well, 7% or 10% is good for post-firing camo, but that's yeah, whatever. So yeah, I would say it's either rammer, optics, or turbocharger, or rammer, binoculars, and turbocharger for that matter. It's a sniper TD, so let's go to sniper TD for field mods at tier 10. Basically the S tank is my finished sniper TDs. Tank destroyers, not Swedish. Oh, I'm not playing the 𝗀𝗵𝗿. You're not convincing me to play the 𝗀𝗵𝗿 for the Herschel Kurfer. No, I'm not playing that piece of crap sniper TDs. I also think is it more like the 114 SB2? No, this is slower. definitely slower and bigger gun for the DPV. It's like the S tank with a turret, practically. But field mods wise, first one is definitely red herring. They need to change this. Second one doesn't really boost effective hull traverse, and it doesn't matter on wheel vehicles. It's mostly about your wheel health and maintaining speed for terrain resistance going in a straight line. Also, I forgot to mention, this thing repairs at 30 seconds for the wheels, which is like 10 seconds longer than the actual concept number 5, by the way. Let's see. Did they show you the wheel repair time on this? Okay, never mind, hon. I'll show you just so so professional. So professional. I'll show you quickly. It takes a really long time to repair the tracks or the wheels, for that matter. Stupid UI, I hate it. So repairing of the wheels is 20-ish seconds on the constant number 5. It's about the same on the EBR, but EBR has better turning angles, so it doesn't feel as bad. French tier 10. EBR, yeah, about the same on the EBR. So take note of that. If you do get hit in the wheels, if the wheels are damaged, you are still able to move, but the repairing it will be longer by 50% in comparison to the actual constant number 5. I pressed the wrong button. Alright, going back to the S-Tank. But just be wary of that. So don't be hesitant to use your repair kit to repair the wheels. Definitely don't wait. But field mods wise, first one, definitely better terrain resistance, go faster in a straight line, better accuracy. Base accuracy is already kind of meh. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the best for sniping at 0.31 or 32. So you already have a fast aim time. Go with better aim circle. Yeah, go with better aim circle. Fast aim time, very fast aim time, better aim circle. View range or post-firing camo view range. 380 is not great, right? That's why you're supplementing it with optics or binoculars. So DPM or aim circle size. This one's up to you. I choose DPM on the S-Tank simply because the aim circle is not even that big. But this one, you could use better aim circle size, right? DPM's already high, but it's not as... yeah, the aim circle is not as good as the DPM, so I would say better accuracy. Even though you have the gun cooling, but you could utilize, just don't need to cool the gun, right? It's also better cooling. Engine power, aim speed. You already have a fast aim speed. Go with better engine power. Even though it doesn't help with the top speed, having better initial rev to get to like 40-ish, 42-ish, 43-ish with the turbocharger, still kind of important, but I feel this vehicle is fine. The downside you already know is the top speed and the turret traverse speed, but otherwise it needs a wide map. It needs an open map and a good scout, but it's more flexible than the S-Tank simply because of the turret, right? You'll see the difference between the Waffentrigger off E100 in comparison to the Foch B simply because of the turret. That's how important it is. Or the 114 SB2 compared to the 113 GFT simply because of the turret. The turret is so much flexible. You can poke out, poke back in, and move the gun about, or just prevent like circle strafing medium tanks or light tanks, right? A lot better than fixed mounted turrets or fixed mounted guns. But I would say, for all intents and purposes, it's not the first to sniping position, right? Based on that top speed, but it has better camo, and that might be something in comparison to the constant number 5 and better DPM too. So as long as this gun keeps working and you have more ammo, also using the Hesh rounds, I say it's a 6, right? If this vehicle has like 60-ish kilometers per hour top speed with 50 degrees of turret traverse and possibly better terrain resistance similar to a Russian version of the constant number 5, it will be like a 7 easy, possibly 8, right? If it's like the Russian version of the constant number 5, it has no downside going through mud. terrain resistance on this vehicle is insane, especially with that horsepower per ton ratio and top speed. It can go through mud the same speed as pavement and easily reach 70 km/h top speed going through the middle of Karelia with no problem. That is scary, right? So yeah, if you couple that with the high DPM and the chunky alpha, even if you're at like 0.31 accuracy, that doesn't matter, right? So yeah, for now it's like a 6, but if they buff the actual top speed and possibly have a very good terrain resistance, then it's like a 7 going upwards. But for now, not a half bad vehicle, and I love my S-tanks. I love camping bastards, like with the concept number 5, so if I can play my Hellcat at tier 10, I'll play my Hellcat at tier 10. But this is like a 6, in my opinion, since I'm biased. But Ashigaru, I'm a lead farmer. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
あなたの言葉にうなずき信じた私を一人置き去りに